What's going on YouTube? In this video, I want to talk about raising your vibration and some things that you're going to experience when you start to do that. So as you begin to raise your energy, whether you start exercising more, you start meditating more, you start putting yourself in higher energy environments, spending more time in nature, maybe walking barefoot outside, spending time in the sun, eating more foods that are alive, like organic living fruits and veggies. When you start doing that and you start deprogramming your mind from all the nonsense, the TV and the really low vibrational music and different states of consciousness and habits that you had in the past, what will happen is you'll start to liberate energy within your body. Right? This is really the practice of yoga, and it's something that is not just about the postures. The postures help to really, work through different blockages and things, but yoga in itself is a way of life. And as a way of life, what it can do for you is completely liberate the energy that was stuck in your body, the old cycles and the things that have been holding you back for so long. When you learn how to breathe with life and actually be present, right? To fill each moment with your presence, what you'll notice is that you'll increase your frequency. And as you begin to increase your frequency, things in your life are going to speed up. For instance, if you have an idea or a goal in the future, like I would like my life to look like this. This is what I want my life to look like. I want to, I want this or I want that. I want to make this much money per month. If you have these goals, right, what you're going to notice is all of a sudden they're going to come to you really fast, because as you begin to speed up, everything out here is going to speed up and reflect that. So as you begin to raise your vibration, what you'll notice is that the things around you will start speeding up too, and that will have different effects. Depending on where you're at, you might be in the perfect environment. Most likely not. When you originally start raising your vibration, most likely you're in an environment that is not ideal for you, actually, and that's what has made you want to raise your vibration to begin with, so that you can move somewhere is more wholesome, right? So if you're not in an ideal environment, what you're going to notice is that there's going to be a lot of different things happening in your environment when you start to raise your vibration. You're probably going to lose a lot of friends. You're probably going to lose a lot of people that were in your life before that might be trying to take you down a different path. Like, those ones that are always trying to go party and, just go get wasted over the weekend and get drained. Like, I lost a lot of friends when I went through my spiritual awakening and I started increasing my vibration. So pay attention to the people around you and how it affects them, because as you begin to raise your frequency, you can become almost abrasive to them, especially if they're not raising their frequency as well, because it's like you're speeding up, right? So it's like our electromagnetic fields, or auras, as many call them, they rub up against everyone else's and in your environment, right? So as you begin to raise your vibration, they're going to feel that. And it's going to be something that they can't really, they're not going to know exactly what it is, but they're going to feel it. And if they're not on the same page with you, they might feel agitated. They might try to lash out and attack you. There's a variety of different things that they might try to do to actually lower your vibration so that they can stand on equal ground with you again. So, and what I mean by that is that if you're in an environment that's just low vibrational, have these low vibrational people around you, if you're walking through and you're shining and glowing, you're feeling great, they're going to try to bring you down, right? Because that's the only way they can really get to you. So what you'll notice is that different people will come up out of nowheres, and what they want is the energy, because a lot of people here are energy vampires. It's something to be aware of, and just pay attention to. And a lot of people don't actually know that they're an energy vampire, but what they do is, instead of generating their own energy, they generate enough energy to survive. But what they do is they feed off the energy of others. So they'll pull you into different arguments and conflicts, right? Because there's two ways to create energy in this world. One way is to pull things apart and separate them. The other way is to put them back together in wholeness and balance and unity. So what you'll encounter as you're putting yourself back together, right? And you're going up and you're raising your vibration, what you'll notice is that there'll be people that will try to pull you apart from them, from environments, from different situations, and basically essentially create conflict for no reason at all, right? Just for anything at all, just to get your energy to focus in the other direction. So it's very, very important to start to build a sort of defense or a guard to be aware of what's going on around you, because you become somewhat like a target actually when you start to raise your vibration, because you carry a different type of energy with you, and you have to be responsible for this energy. Because if you're not, and you just walk around in this world without having any real, there's some serious predators out here. That's another thing that is very important to understand in this world. It's a predatory world. Big eats small. So if you have a certain energy moving with you, bigger bodies, whether it's a business, a person, an idea, different things are going to try to consume you to feed off of, to basically sustain themselves off of your life force. But this is something that is going on constantly. All right, this is always happening. You are eating foods every single day to live off of the life force of the foods, right? And you're breathing air, and so everything is consuming something. But you have to be aware of what's consuming you. And you, again, sometimes you won't always be aware. You know, there's things outside of our vision and outside of our awareness that we have no idea about, oftentimes, that are consuming us. And so, it's very important to become aware of the things that we can become aware of, though. Because what you'll notice is, like I said, when you start raising your vibration, you'll carry a different energy with you. And what that will cause is different predators, energetic predators, that want to eat that energy because they'll benefit from it. So the way to protect yourself is to be on guard, right? To guard the gates of your consciousness. The gates of your consciousness are your five senses. So you stand on guard and you say, okay, like, we're not looking at this. We're not going to eat that. We're not going to put ourselves in a situation where we're going to hear all these noises all the time. I don't want to smell that too often. I think I'll get away from that, etc., etc. So you want to guard your consciousness. And when you notice that there's an invader or a virus or something that is trying to actually infiltrate your body, and it's not supposed to be there, basically. If you set up a law or a guard on yourself and you said, okay, I don't want to eat chicken anymore. No more chicken for me. I'm done, okay? And all of a sudden you get pulled into a situation with your friends and they put chicken on the table. Then you know that you're dealing with a situation where basically they're trying to lower your vibration. And again, everything is black, not just black and white. There's all these different things that are going on, but that's just a basic example. As you go into different situations, you're going to have your guard up, and you're going to have to know what you stand for, because if you don't know what you stand for, then really you'll fall for anything. And so as you begin to raise your vibration, you have to become more aware of your environment around you, because what you'll notice is that, a lot of people, we grow up and we have this idea that, it's us and it's our environment, but that's not actually how it works. We can't even, my phone shut off there, but as I was saying, we can't actually define ourselves without our environment. So we need to understand that connection, that us and our environment are not separate. It's actually a part of us. It's what defines us and gives us our definition of who we are, right? So you have to put yourself in an environment that will feed you in the way that you want to be fed, right? That will provide you with the things that you can consume to get to the next level. These are higher quality foods, higher quality substances just in general, different minerals, different things that will help you activate your body and become more aware of yourself. Very, very important to be able to see that you are a function of your environment. Your environment is actually programming your DNA. It's a symbiotic relationship, okay? We coexist with our environment in harmony. That's really the key. And so as you begin to raise your awareness and raise your vibration, you have to become more aware of everything that's going on in your environment, because your environment becomes your bigger body. Because like, you have your body here, but then you also have your environment, which is also another body that you're living within. And you need to know how that body is working, and you need to be able to maintain that body too. Just like you have to brush your teeth and different things like that, you have to be able to maintain the body that you're living in with. That's right out here, right? That means, keeping it tidy, keeping it orderly. If everything is always messy, that's a reflection of what's going on in here, right? Wake up in the morning and get yourself to do things that will help you move your environment into the shape and fashion that you would like to see. Because when you look outside yourself and everything is sharp, everything's on point, right? Everything is stable and balanced, then what that will reflect to you is that that's also going on inside here. So as you begin to raise your vibration, you're going to experience a lot of different things. You're going to have people and energies coming, trying to basically consume you, trying to get that energy from you. And you have to be able to guard that. That way you don't start leaking your energy, because there's a lot of different energetic vampires out here, and different things, even just situations and environments. You could just walk into a party scene and be like blaring like low vibrational music, and all of a sudden you come out the next day with a hangover because you just fed into that vibration. You absorbed it all, and then you came home, you didn't cleanse your aura or nothing, and so you just went to sleep, and then you wake up the next day and you're not the same person. So it's really, really important to recognize that you have to be able to judge situations and say, okay, I want to put myself here, or no, I don't want to put myself there. And as you begin to do that more, and you begin to hold yourself to a higher standard, then you start to increase your baseline frequency, okay? This is really, really important concept. We all have a baseline frequency. This is like our lowest we go, all right? And it's good to be able to oscillate. Like, you need to be able to chill out and relax and have a good time, maybe watch a movie, get a massage, hang out on the beach, do whatever you want. But then you also got to turn it up. You got to exercise. You got to get into different flows and states of consciousness that are expanded, right? Deep meditations and things that'll help you connect more with yourself, to gain more awareness. That way, when you come out of it, all of a sudden you can start making more connections that you never made before. So all these things you have to consider when you're raising your vibration, okay? You need to become more aware of your environment and basically pay attention to what's going on around you. And then you have to guard your energy and recognize that we live in a predatory world. It's just how it is. So figure out what you want to be involved with. Be really conscious and aware of the contracts that you're making, especially with people and things that come into your life, right? Don't just jump into any different relationship. You have to be cautious and move into it at a steady pace, right? And then you'll know what you're getting into, because if you just, only fools rush in. So one step at a time is like breathing, you know, it's like baby steps, and then, you know, the energy builds and builds and builds and builds and builds. And all of a sudden you got momentum. And that momentum you want to keep with you, right? Because as you begin to raise your vibration, it's like momentum. It's like speeding up. It's like you're turning on an engine. And all of a sudden when that engine's flowing, it's like you're getting so many different things done. It's like you're getting your work done, you're doing your exercises, you know, you're doing your meditation, you have time to relax, you're living in somewhere where you want to live, and all of a sudden your life is improving. And it's improving at a really fast rate, and it just continues to improve. But see, what happens to a lot of people is that they'll start to raise up their energy, and this happened to me early on in my journey. I start to raise up my energy and I feel great. And then boom, I get like knocked out by something like a physical injury or different things will come into my life that basically prevented me from moving as fast as I wanted to. And it like grounded me, like whether it was an injury or just circumstances in my life that prevented me from doing the things that I wanted to do. And what those obstacles became is basically like tests, right? So you don't want to burn yourself out. And because these tests are going to come, you have to be able to be flexible enough to recognize that, like, okay, like it's good to have your structure, it's good to have your order, but that chaos is always there. It's going to play with you, it's going to test you, it's going to come out of nowhere, and you got to be ready. You know, you got to get into a different pose at the right time in order to actually pass that test. It's like, you know, you ever see that game show where they have to like go into different shapes and stuff to get through the wall? Is exactly like that. So there'll be different walls coming at you, and you got to get into the right energetic shape in order to pass through that. So this is really, really key, because there's going to be different situations in your life. As you begin to speed up, actually it becomes more dangerous for you. It becomes easier to fall. Just like when you're on a bike and you're going around a corner, it's like, and then if you're going slow, like not too much of a risk. But if you're going faster, then you might want to, you know, be a little bit more aware. Because if you're not as aware, like if you try to bring the same awareness going around a corner at 50 miles per hour as you bring going around the corner at 5 miles per hour, you're probably going to end up in a rough time, right? So you need to speed up your mind. You have to become sharper as you begin to raise up your frequency. So it's really, really key. It's like cycling your energy and then bringing everything together back in wholeness and balance. So this was just a quick video about some of the things that you might expect when you start to raise up your energy. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found some value. If you did, please leave a like and a comment, subscribe down below, and let me know a little bit about your journey and what you experienced when you started to raise your energy. All right, thank you all for tuning into the message today. Have a wonderful day. Keep expanding. All right, bye.